Christmas Eve 2019. Wow, I've been waiting for the end of the year and I'm really excited about what 2020 has in store. I really expect to achieve big things this year. Well, in the new year, because we really worked our ass off even on developing our websites, our services, products, trading strategies. There is a lot coming, but this video is not about that. Pips Matter and Prime Traders are one, and they're going to be something really special. Very briefly, pipsmatter.com is a free education website, and what you see here in the background is the landing page where you can register for a free masterclass that's going to teach you 4 very important steps which can help you become a much better trader and start profiting today. On Prime Traders, community, courses, coaching, we go all the way. That's what we do, well, every day of the week, even on the weekends. But anyway, what I want to talk about is what we see here. We're going to be going over a couple of trades for Christmas. Before I let you go and go into the charts, let's seize that day right up there. Okay, so the video down here might lag a little bit, but we're going to focus on the chart together, so I'll just make this a bit smaller so it doesn't interfere with what we're doing. Okay, I'm going to go over the active trades that we have at the moment. There are a few. The main thing I want to do is basically just go over exactly why we entered these trades, how, and so forth. So the first one we're going to kick off right from the bottom of the watch list that I have here, and that is USDMXN. Now, a member of our community spotted this this nice little contraction here on the 4-hour. This is one of the main trades we take. By the way, this contraction was done on the daily, so I'll just fix it. And so we have a strong support. Let's start with the most important details that we have on the chart. The first one is down here where it says strong support. You can see that, well, clearly this has been an important price for the big boys, and price has been shooting up from this level multiple times. And very important, we have a double bottom right there. Boom, boom. Right at this level, and then price shoots up to the next key level, which is up here. Eventually, a bullish trend begins after this build up right here. I know I'm zoomed out a little bit, so I'm going to zoom in and just show you this. So we have a nice little build up of price. You can see a bit of a continuation, another double bottom, or just a push to a key level, and then price shoots right up from here. You see, touch there, bull, and then boom. EMA is above, we have a crossover of DC EMA, and a bullish push begins. And where does it go? It goes all the way up to the next key trading zone. So let's say if this is the top where price action actually stopped the closing, you can see price pretty much reaching there, going down, and then boom, reaching that level. Clearly an important level. So, but for now I'm going to ignore that level and I'm going to go to current price action. What we have is a bit of a build up here as well. So we have a contraction, the blue that you see. That is a bullish contraction. What we want to see is basically a base and then price action kind of steadying in and, you know, finding a support and breaking out. Now we had the breakout, and what happened is price action came back down and made a possible double bottom here and there. So boom and boom. And we have that double bottom. We entered this trade, I believe, yesterday, right? I think so. It looks good, price action's in our favor, but what we want to see is basically we want to focus on current price action. So look at this. We have this resistance zone right here. So we got resistance, resistance, and now resistance again. Well, here and then again. So what we want to see is a break from that. Now, you guys need to understand that there is nothing guaranteed in the markets. Check this out. So now we have another contraction of price. Base, top, bottom, top. Bottom, top. What we have is lower highs. What we need to see is a push down, not a breakout of this level, and then boom. Now, because we trade in probabilities, we are not those guys who say, oh, A, B, C, D, oh, it's going to go here, and it's going to fly to the moon, and it's going to go to the sun, and go to Jupiter, and end up in Uranus, the planet. It's not. We don't do that. We can't predict where the price is going to go. We just take calculated risks. So it's risk versus reward, and we focus on having a decent reward and managing our risk. Now, the main thing we want to see here, and that we need to see, is a break out of this level, what can happen after price action breaks out. We could have a retest, we could continue going up, price action could fake out, go back down. There are a lot of probabilities that could occur. So what we need to understand is that we can't control those probabilities, but we need to basically understand them, understand what could happen. Currently, so the process that we do at Prime Traders is, as our logo states, the three pyramids. What we have is the first pyramid. Let me show you this. And that is the past. So this is everything that we just went over. The current resistances, current supports, where price action has gone, how it has behaved. So where are the key trading levels? The next pyramid is the present. The next pyramid is the present. And that's what's happening right now. Okay? So the first pyramid is the past. We've got the pattern, blah, blah, blah. Support, resistance levels. The next pyramid is the present. What is actually happening right now? And that's this. And we work out the possible probabilities, which brings us to the final pyramid of the future. The future, or the near future, better said, is what could happen. The probabilities, the news that's coming out, the market theme, what's driving price. So you need to understand these things. If you want to be a successful trader, you really need to invest your time into knowing these things. Fortunately, we have a community where I provide this kind of information. Well, me and my team. We basically bring you in the loop. We do the work for you. But it's very advisable that you invest the time too to understand what could be driving price and how it moves. What we have is a simple system, no crazy indicators, there's no nonsense here. It's just basic stuff, a little free indicators, an EMA, Dogecoin channel, RSI, that's it. And then we use price action as well, pattern and so forth. But the main part is the mindset. It's the mindset. Trading based on probabilities, being a reactive trader, using the three pyramids. They help us construct our trading. So understanding the fact that, there is a chance that price action might jump out and go 100 pips up, but there's also a chance it could go back down and retest. So we need to accept these things. This is called a carefree mindset of accepting the risk we are taking in the markets and taking it, well, one step at a time. I've been speaking quite a bit, so I'm going to be done. This is the education I wanted to provide. Now, I'm going to go over this trade. What we're targeting is the two take profit zones of 50% and 61 off the base top to the bottom of the contraction. There are the profit targets. What we're targeting here is 50% for now, or a 1.89% move from our entry to the top, giving us a decent risk reward of almost 2.5. Based on how price action reacts, we might increase this to 61, depending on what the future brings and becomes the present. Moving on, WTI is a really decent trade here. We entered this beautiful bad boy, took actually a loss on it before it actually completed and broke out of this contraction. And what we want to see now is basically we have the crossover at the DC and EMA. See the purple and the blue steps? We have a crossover. This is one of the indications that price action could go down. But the main thing we want to see is we have a high here. We want this to be, the next high to be lower than this one. And then we want to see a low that's lower than this one here. So basically a short-term downtrend. This is what we're hoping to see, and hope for us is generating facts. As price moves, we continue to move with it, generate ideas, and just continue mapping out price. The upcoming supports, 23.6, 30%, of course 38.2. If this gets broken, then we have a downtrend for sure, and then we have a very high chance of reaching our take profit of 50% or a drop of 4.68% from our entry, a very good risk reward of 3.17. So that's WTI. Moving on, I want to show you very quickly US 30. We don't have a trade here yet, but we are cooking one. We're cooking a really nice sell setup here, but like I said, we're reactive, so we need to wait for the market to give us an indicator. So we're waiting to build up a top right now. As you see here, there's the possible support. We have a bearish contraction, which formed right here. Let me just fix this because that was done on the daily. And we have this black level here as well. We want to see a break from here, a push to the downside, and then basically decide what could be happening. Just a moment. Superb. Getting a lot of subscribers on our website these days. We're actually doing something really good. People are very interested in what we're doing. That's not a sales pitch, believe me. By the way, the sound, I don't have my headphones on or anything because I traveled back to Cyprus to basically, finish a couple of things I need to do and spend Christmas here. So I couldn't really take everything with me. I just got my laptop and this massive screen, 49-inch, sideways, beautiful, curved, Samsung. Anyway, that's a trade we're cooking. Now let's move on to Euro JPY. We got a trade here, and basically what we're waiting for is a push up. I said here that we need to break the EMA. We have a bullish channel with higher highs and higher lows. We have something cooking here, and basically what we want to see is a push up. I think that this should be that zone. Maybe price action should push down here, maybe spike down, touch this level, and then go up. And that, if I see something like that happening, I'm going to do a negative compound and add on to my trade. Now, very important is that we did not allocate all of our capital to this specific trade. So let's say if I have one lot to enter, based on my risk reward or my risk tolerance, what I did was I entered 25% of the allowed limit, which was 0.4 lots, and I got about 0.8 left, which I'm going to enter 0.4 and then 0.4 on the breakout if something happens. That's called position building, because I wasn't really sure that this would be the top, even though there was a really nice level here that seemed like it, and we did enter, but then I realized that something else is totally building over here. Okay, so that's Euro JPY. If we see a break from this level, I'll probably exit and just take my loss earlier. USDCHF, this one has been good with a big fake out here to the bottom. Check this out. But we are in a profit now. We almost got stopped out. I believed in it though and held on. Even increased my stop loss a little bit. So what we want to see now is a break and a new high. So we have a low, we have a higher low, we have a high here, a higher high. What we want to see is another higher high. We do need to break 30%. It's extremely important that we do so, that we break 30%. But let me just fix this like this. So we have broken 30%, but we need to break 38.2. So what I'm going to do here is lower my take profit to 61.8, 70 pips for my entry, not too far now. And I'm going to explain to you why. So this is the top, and there's the new bottom that I didn't adjust my fib retracement. So we've got 38% clearly acting as a resistance. We had 50% from this minor move to the top move acting as a support, which is really good. And what happens now is 120% from this top to this bottom lines up with this resistance. But 161% lines up with 61.8 of this top and bottom of the contraction, which is great. So that's what I'm going to target. And as you guys can see, there is a support, well, resistance here and resistance here. Lots of resistance is going on. We're going to take this one step at a time and decide if we should close or compound. I'd like to add on to my winner if we see a break above here, and I'll wait. I'll go down to the 30 minutes or 15-minute chart and basically look for some kind of support or retest maybe of this level here, the 0.98290. And if there is a retest of that, then I'm going to enter a bit more and completely compound my trade. But compounder has started over here at 50%, which is great. So we now have two trades here on the buy in profit, and we're waiting for a third one. That's how we, well, multiply our profits and grow them. Last but not least, USD JPY. USD JPY is in a profit as well in a channel, and you can see we actually took a loss here, by the way, because we entered up here, price action shut down. Oh no, sorry, we did not take a loss because our stop loss was at 50%, and then we negatively compounded here. And what we're doing is targeting 120% from the bottom to the top of price action, 120%, which lines up pretty much with the top level of the trading range. And you can see this like this. Boom, there it is. See that? Lines up great with these two tops. And what we're going to do is we're going to probably, depending on what we see in the future, look for a short position there. See, we're planning for the future, but XYZ needs to happen for us to achieve that plan. That's all I got for you. I hope you have a great Christmas Eve with your family. Make sure to really be happy and be in the zone. Be focused on your family. Be focused on yourself. Think. Use this beautiful thing in the middle of your ears. And, well, Well, create a positive mental attitude so you can really focus on exactly what you want. If you just think about it, if you just sit and think for a minute, you can actually achieve much more than trying to trade. That's what I do. I spend time thinking more than I act, planning more than I act. My best friend is a pen and paper. My best friend, a pen and paper. I spend more time on that than I actually do on actually trading. And ever since I did that, my results have skyrocketed. Hey, since October, I earned for two of my clients over 130,000 euros. One client invested 10,000, the other invested 55,000, both euros. There's more than 100% ROI in under 3 months. That's another video. Have a great Christmas. Sending you positive vibes of love, happiness, prosperity. Be your very best, my friend.